Hi, and welcome to yet another edition of Google Truth or Lies. Today we have a highly contentious claim to look at. It seems that our old friend Barry Schwartz has been at it again, with his old friend John Mueller being at it again, and my old friend Ted Kubaitis is at it again. This is a cornucopia of truths and lies. Get ready. All right, here we can see on Search Engine Roundtable that old Barry, here he is here. He's looking healthy, I guess. Old Barry is, no, not that I'm one to talk, I suppose, but old Barry, Mr. Schwartz, is saying that Google says that keyword density is still not an SEO search ranking factor. I don't know why he needs to say SEO search ranking factor. He could just say ranking factor. We all know what he's talking about. But okay, so keyword density is still not an SEO search ranking factor. So this is a very highly contentious claim that's been debated and through time immemorial in SEO. Long since the days of ye olde Matt Cutts has it been debated whether keyword density is a ranking factor. And so today we're going to take a look at this claim and see if that's true. So he says, it's now 2022 and some folks are asking if keyword density is an SEO Google search ranking factor. The answer is still no, according to John Mueller, a search advocate at Google. This came up on Reddit, apparently, and it was asked, is keyword density still a ranking factor in 2021? And John Mueller answered, no. Apparently a single answer, a word, no. And then down here, we have the debate starts. Dun, 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 dun. Ted K, which I'm presuming must be my old friend Ted Kubaitis, says many things. For example, if keyword density didn't work, then keyword stuffing wouldn't need a manual penalty. Well, that's a pretty good argument. Ted's a very smart guy. I have to agree. If there wasn't something about keywords that worked, then why would they need a manual penalty for it? And why would people keep asking them? So there's something going on here for sure. He goes on to show how he can do correlation studies based on this. Also, you can do single variable testing for this and prove it. And then a few other people chime in. So then this other guy, John A. User, he says keyword density isn't a ranking factor, but exact phrases are a ranking factor. And then they debate this, so an exact phrases would be also called EMQ, or exact match query, an exact match of your words to the search phrase. So for example, if someone was searching for Ghostbusters, you would have Ghostbusters in your page. That would exactly match the query, the search query of Ghostbusters. Finally, this guy at the very bottom, David S. Fried, said, yeah, right. Just try overusing a keyword and see where that gets you. So Mr. Fried is countering what Ted was kind of saying, not really what Ted said, that if you just keep adding keywords, see where that gets you, that's obviously going to hurt you. So that's not saying that keyword density is not a ranking factor. That's saying actually that keyword density is a demoting factor, that it will demote you. It will not boost your search engine ranking. It will actually demote you. So the question is, what here are Google truth and lies? What is actually true? Well, at Underground SEO University, we've extensively studied all of these claims and scientifically tested all of these claims. And we know exactly what kinds of words you're supposed to say where and what you're supposed to do where through science. We've proven it through the thing that Ted mentioned there called single variable testing. In fact, our single variable testing is on an advanced program of scientific discovery that combines grand unified theories of SEO and proves conclusively what ranking factors are in the way that Google uses them, not in the way that people construe them in the SEO world. We're like single variable testing on steroids. We're not testing Newtonian physics anymore. We're not even in quantum physics. Now we're in like dark matter physics. We're light years, we're phases ahead of all the rest of the competition of anyone else doing this. If you want to join SEO University, you want to find out any of these other things for yourself, you want to find out how exactly it's working and how we do it, email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com and I'd be happy to show you. In terms of the free SEO advice, is it true, Josh, that keyword density is an SEO ranking factor? And the answer is no. Keyword density is not a ranking factor necessarily. John Mueller is not lying here. Kind of. He's like, this is the pillars of lying fire. He's like, he's singeing through and his hair is getting burnt. And he's going to look like me with terrible haircut. And he's going to get burnt and singed. He's going to get through there. Barely, but he's going to get burnt. There's two reasons why it is false to say that keyword density is a ranking factor. And it's the two words in the sentence, keyword and density. Technically, they don't. Keywords are mostly dead, except for a few holdovers. The way that Google does on-page analysis these days is a highly specialized and rarefied monster of a couple artificial intelligences thrown in with their own search engineers, intuitions they used to call them, as to what should be where to name a page and to call a page. So they don't use keywords really anymore. PMQs, partial match queries, entirely dead. Exact match query, mostly dead. What you need are something that no one else mentioned in this discussion, which I was fascinated about. You actually need to know what entities are. You need to know how artificial intelligence processes natural language, and then you need to figure out how Google's thinking about things. Not only that, is that these, and it will come down to words for sure. So don't think that I'm saying by that words do not matter. They are the most important ranking factor. Words are the most important ranking factor. What you say where is the most important ranking factor. What you say where will make the difference between not showing up at all and showing up number one. Think of that again. What you say where will make entirely the difference, not 100% of the difference, but the lion's share of difference between showing up nowhere and showing up number one. But it's not keywords. It's not keywords. It's not yieldy keywords. It's conceived of by how these guys are talking about it. You need to join SEO University to find out the brilliant and ingenious and devious ways Google has changed the keyword, the notion of the keyword, and where you need to use them and where you need to not use them, because there are over-optimization penalties there. So you have to be very, very careful. The second part of that sentence is density. Density is a way of tracking keywords. And all these guys here on the page are aware of this point, and they're totally correct in this regard. It might not be density, however. What does density mean? Density means, in this particular case for SEO, it means how dense is your keywords, your important words for Google versus the non-important words. So right there we have a number of presumptions that some of the words are not important and that they track it by density. But it's equal across any parts of that page. Oh, that's false. All that is false. That's not how Google tracks it anymore. It's different for different parts of the page, and it's tracked differently in different parts of the page. In some parts of the page, it could be density. In some parts of the page, it could be potency. In some parts of the page, it could be just count. There's various ways they track it in different places. Oh, and the last thing I forgot about when I was talking about keywords before is that also not all of these words come from words. Figure that out for yourself. Join SEO University and you will understand exactly what I'm talking about, and ways you can rank your pages that people have not even conceived of as of yet. So this discussion is kind of moot because these guys really, none of them really know fully what they're talking about. Sadly, join SEO University and we will gladly show you. Also, there was something else on this page I noticed that I want to mention. From Google, here's another ye olde one that definitely requires some ranting over. Google says, ignore toxic links. Some tools make the wrong assumptions. Wow. So the question here is, are these toxic links real? Is a toxic link a real thing? And can these other tools find them? What tools am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Ahrefs. I'm talking about SEMrush. I'm talking about link research tools from Christopher Kemper and all these kinds of things. These kinds of tools will find toxic links. And the links are toxic, and there's little toxic fumes coming off of them. And apparently, so their story goes, that if you point these links at your page, that you will get bad rankings. And this is the reason why you can't rank. And of course, if you pay them hundreds and thousands of dollars, they'll clean it up for you, and they'll make a tool, and it'll be so nice and easy. They make SEO nice and easy, and oh, is it nice and easy? You could just use this tool, and it makes a little list, and you send it to Google. Please forgive me, Google, for making these links, please. And then they'll forgive you, and you'll rank all great. Is any of this true? So Google says that you shouldn't trust these tools. You shouldn't trust the notion of toxic links, because not all these tools get it all right. Is that Google truth or lie? Survey says, being true. Again, Google got it right. That's true. All these tools, I'm sorry to say, are complete and utter horseshit. They perpetuate the myth that links matter that much, and they perpetuate the myth that there's such a thing as toxic links, and they perpetuate what is nothing more than a myth and has never been proven, ever, by anyone, ever, that you can clean them up, and that this tool is the right tool to use for you to do it. And of course, they charge you an arm and a leg to do that. Why? Because they want to make money. That is their reason. They want to make money. And so they perpetuate a myth. There's a problem. It's called elbowitis. And then I have a drink for you to drink, and it'll cure elbowitis. And people are like, oh, my elbow does hurt, I guess. You know? Yeah, elbowitis is a made-up thing. And their cure is a made-up thing to fix the made-up thing. So the claim that Google says here that you should ignore toxic links, some tools make the wrong assumptions, is entirely true. You should ignore toxic links. You should mostly ignore links, period. They are not that strong of a ranking factor anymore. It's 2022, folks, not 2002. They've had 20 years to find other ranking factors, and they know that all the SEOs used to know that links were a huge factor. Links were the factor, hands down, undoubtedly between 2002 and 2012. But since then, Google's been like, okay, I see how you guys are messing up our entire system by building too many links. We're going to switch everything. And they did. And slowly but surely, they've been moving away from those links until now. They are a tertiary signal at best. Are links still a signal? Yes, of course they are, but a very, very small signal. Join the underground SEO university, and I will blow your mind as to what unique and exotic ranking factors they are that you can manipulate and take advantage of to boost your rankings. You will boost your rankings if you join SEO University, guaranteed. And it won't be on links. It'll be on other stuff. You'll be like, what, Josh? I never even conceived of this as a ranking factor. Well, yes, I know, because Google is super, super smart, and I spend all day studying what they do like a madman. So that's the two claims we have today, keyword density and toxic links. Google has been right kind of on both, but that's because they are just lying. They're just barely telling the truth, and they're skirting through the pillars of lying fire, just barely by singeing their butt. This has been Google Truth or Lies. Please, if you have any SEO questions at all, email me at joshpashinsky@gmail.com. If you'd like to see our evidence, to see our science proving everything I'm talking about, email me at joshpashinsky@gmail.com and say yes in the subject line, and I'll get you a discount on your membership, not only for the first month, but every month. Every single month thereafter, I'll save you thousands of dollars on the premier, most important SEO education out there, period, bar none. Do not search for us online. You won't find us. We are underground. We are hidden. We're secret. I do watch who I let in, so don't just think anyone can join. It's a private, closed mastermind group. All right, thanks very much for paying attention, and we'll see you next time.